All right, so we're at the Oregon Trail Ruts State Historic Site. This is also commonly just called the Guernsey Ruts. We're right outside the town of Guernsey. And this trail was the Oregon Trail and the Mormon Trail, and was it the California Trail? There was a few trails lined up here during the mid-1800s, and they were commonly used until the railroad went in. And it was pretty rough, and people would come across from Missouri, making their way to the Wild West, through the Wild West to Oregon and California, wherever they're heading. And apparently the trail got a whole lot rougher here. We're going to see an example of it today, because as the trail came across from Nebraska into Wyoming, the landscape got a lot rougher and more arid and more rocky. And right to this spot, the trail had to climb from following along the river up over this rocky ridge. And apparently the 500,000 or so westward bound emigrants, the wagons they were using with the steel wheels, they ground grooves and ruts into the rocks that can still be seen today. And I've been wanting to come up and see this place for 2 years now, since I first heard about it, when we stopped at a little rest area here in Guernsey on our way through. We were going from northeast Wyoming over to the northeast the U.S. We were heading to upstate New York and Massachusetts to visit family a couple years ago, and we stopped at this little rest area in Guernsey and read about this place, and I was enthralled. Never seen it before, never heard about it before, so we wanted to come back. We finally did it, and so we're here today. So let's go see what we can find. Another really impressive rut here. It just is mind-blowing thinking about these ruts being carved by wagon wheels, and it's so cool that they're still here now, like, well, 150, 175 years later, I guess. So, and Melanie was just noting too that we're seeing a lot more wildflowers here in southeast Wyoming, almost on the Nebraska border, than we've been seeing up in northeast Wyoming around Gillette. So that's kind of interesting. We're having fun seeing them and trying to catch some of them too on video as we're making our way around. We were just trying to decide what to call this. It's clearly a water carved niche recession in the ground. The Yankees in us want to call it a gorge. What would you guys call this? I mean, it's a gorge, a wash, what do we call this? A notch? Franklin notch? Franconia notch? Yeah, I don't know. It's clearly, this is not a wagon wheel rut thing. This is water carved out this little mini canyon here, whatever we want to call it. Well, pretty cool place here. Some 150 plus year old history. The trail around here, there is some elevation gain, but it's all concrete walkway, so it should be pretty accessible as long as you can handle a little bit of up and down. You should be able to get in here and check this out if you'd like. Lots of wildflowers. We didn't see any wildlife here, but I'm sure it's around somewhere. And we're just on the outskirts of Guernsey along the river, so pretty easy access. It is a gravel road for about a half a mile, 4/10 of a mile, something coming in, and parking area, and you can just walk around the loop like we did and see, participate in 150-year-old history. These ruts are cool. They've been several of them we found up there. They're just huge ruts left by wagon wheels of explorers, adventurers, just people looking for a better life back in the mid-1800s, before the railroads were even built. Melanie was commenting, we have roots as nomads ourselves, and a lot of people today, in a way, they're kind of doing the same thing, chucking everything, selling everything they own, loading up into a wagon, usually with a gas-powered engine. And I've known a few with diesels and electric vehicles, but generally a gas-powered engine instead of a horse-drawn wagon, and heading out and exploring around the Wild West, trying to find a better life. So pretty cool. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this, if you'd like to see more stuff like this. And we're going to go move on to the next site we can find down here in southeast Wyoming and see what else we can find. Thanks for joining us with this video, everybody. We will catch you in the next one.